Buonasera, and welcome to Season 5, Round 7 of the TTFL Championship. Here, as we move towards Italy, that is the only bit of Italian you're going to be getting out of me tonight, sadly. I can't speak it at all, so yeah, that's the end of that. I'm not Malk, by the way, I'm JimSaid14, going to be swapping in for Malk once again here tonight, and Italy, of course, the home of Ferrari. Can the Tifosi put on a good show here? And speaking of the Tifosi, Alan Kay has been joined in Ferrari by Liam Hustwick. Liam Hustwick, very familiar to TTL F1, formerly known as Tractor Man, former champion, of course, in TTL as well. So it'll be very interesting to see how he gets on. And a big welcome as well to Dill Warren, again, very familiar face of TTL F1. He joins in the Red Bull. Very good performance from him last night, by the way, as well. If you didn't catch last night's race with me and Kieran McGinley covering that, then go and tune that in as well. But what you're all here for is the action that will unfold out on track. I have stopped the stream a bit early just so we can get through a little bit of the necessities before we start this race. So the driver standings, you want to know how the driver standings are looking. 10 points separating the top 3 drivers out on track. Siege leading in the Renault, followed by Sinclair. Siege on 105 points, Sinclair on 96 points in the Toro Rosso, and Lyronix in 95 points in the Racing Point. Be very interesting to see how that shapes up tonight, especially with all 3 of them being in attendance. It's going to be quite something to see. Of course, Sinclair there in the Toro Rosso. Hopefully everything going well on the stream. Do apologise if it does cut out. I did have a bit of a disconnect last night, right at the end of the race in Belgium, so I do apologise about that. In the meantime, I'll run through the rest of the standings. Bishy in 4th on 64, but in no man's land at the minute in the championship standings. McLaren driver aiming to put himself possibly into a top 3 frame tonight. It is possible, of course, being at the home of Italy, at the pretty much one of the homes of Formula 1. Mays in 5th on 34 points, very consistent results from him recently. Fate in 6th on 31, then we've got White in 7th on 28, Kiki in 8th on 27, Maximus in 9th on 26, and Crazy Legs in 10th on 20. And just to point out that Fate has left TTFL, I do believe he is unavailable now on a Friday, so we wish him well. Of course, you should be seeing him hopefully in TTL F2 this coming Tuesday. I'm not sure if he might be on holiday at this stage as well, so if he is on holiday, then have a good holiday if you are. Running through the rest of the standings, Nexus Suarez on 17 points, Uzi on 16, Conti Boy on 14, Charlie on 13, very tight between those 4 there. Jeffrey on 8, tied with Alan Kay for 15th on 8 points as well. S. Graham and PNG on 1 point, so the Mercedes and the Red Bull drivers will be looking to try and gain something. And S. Graham not attending tonight. Sorry, he is attending tonight. Goodness me, I do apologise if you are listening to the stream. S. Graham right in front of my eyes there. Totally thought it was another person there. I apologise anyways. Constructor standings as we move on. Renault looking like they're going to try and wrap this up. 139 points. It's not clear sailing with Racing Point on 103. Toro Rosso on 96. They're filling out the top 3 positions. McLaren in 77 points. Alfa Romeo on 49. Haas on 42. Ferrari on 39. Mercedes on 28. Williams on 17. And Red Bull on 14 as well. No fable nil point, as our Italian neighbours like to have. And looking at last week's result, Lyronix winning very consistent results, 2 thirds and 2 firsts in his last 4 races. He'll be looking to try and add another first at what is one of his home tracks, his other being Germany, of course. He is half Italian, half Germany. Fun fact if you didn't know that. And also the leader of the TTG F1 squad as captain. Looking down, Sinclair finished 2nd, again very consistent with his results as of late. 2 firsts and a 2nd in his last 3 races. Looking further down the field, who finished in 3rd last week? It was Kiki 3rd. He got driver of the day with a remarkable performance, I've got to say. Didn't catch that, go and watch it back, because it was really, really good performance. He got driver of the day last week as well. And Bishy finished 4th, Charlie finished in 5th. Looking at Siege's result, he had a DNF to his name last week, I do believe. Yeah, DNF to his name his first DNF of the season. Apart from that, it was first and seconds all around. Full Siege, the championship leader. Can he right those wrongs from last week in Hungary and try and provide something tonight? Of course, if you're tuning in and very unfamiliar with the Italian track that we're going to be going around, it's the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. We have got 11 corners, famous of course for Curva Grande, the Lesmos, we've also got Ascari and Parabolica. They're the only real 4 corners that I know around this track. There are other corners that I'll probably know as well and probably get chewed up upon in the comment section from you guys, but there we go. We should be getting underway. The countdown has just started, 30 seconds until the session starts. Qualifying will be underway very soon. I'm going to have a tune into the comment section for a brief moment or two, see what you guys are saying in the comment section as we come into tonight. We're about to get going, as I say, 10 seconds to go on that. Thank you for tuning in, everyone, of course. Jeffrey saying hello, good evening, good to see you guys. And I'm very, very good. Yeah, my voice is suffering a little bit. I was meant to go out with my girlfriend earlier today. My voice sadly proving too much. A real bad cough earlier this morning. It's gone luckily, and I'm here to commentate on you guys tonight, so we should have a very good race. Ironic's also coming in and saying good luck to everyone. Same with Jeffrey as well. Jeffrey, we need to collect some points, and Jeffrey also replying to that saying, yes, I know, I need to also do it for myself. 8 points currently for Jeffrey, which is not too bad. At least it's not nil point. That's what you got to think. At least there's no points. At least there's no points on your tally, because it's quite embarrassing to be honest. But luckily there is. I have appeared in the Mercedes garage on my screen. There we go. Kiki replacing, everyone just spawning into the session, and we should get qualifying underway very shortly. In fact, we're already 10 seconds in. 18 drivers out on track, one of the best attended races I think all season. So fantastic to see the attendance once again from everyone in TTFL and across the tiers for TTL F1 and TTL F2 being represented here respectively as well. Plenty of TTG guys, and you should know them by now. If you are new, I will try and run through as many as possible as we see the first drivers out on track, and it looks like Conti Boy is going to be the first out on track to set his tyres onto the tarmac at the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. And mix of the tyres here, of course, very familiar if you are new to Formula 1. We do have changes in the compound of tyres for this season. Soft compound of tyre was a super soft compound of tyre last season, so the soft compound of tyre is the Red Bull tyre. The fastest compound, so you should see the times tumble. Quite a few of the guys, as you can see on the tyre graphics on the left hand side, appearing on the soft compound of tyres. The medium, the yellow wall tyre that George has just came out on, going through turns 1 and 2, he is on the medium tyre, so that's the middle of the compound of tyre. It's really more to do with tyre wear more than pace, to be honest. Softs definitely more pace focused because they tend to wear out a lot quicker. Hard compound of tyres is the final compound of tyre. This is the hardest of the compounds, so more durable during the race. You can last longer on these tyres. Ironic, showing these off quite nicely as well. The half German, half Italian driver looking to try and win here tonight. But we'll go back on board with Conti Boy because he just came through the Ascari chicane and is looking at... and is going to be the first one to come across the line. Of course, 11 corners, 2 DOS detections. Oh, this Graham is already out the session. Not sure if we caught that in the background, maybe. That was through Ascari. It must have been through Ascari there. So S. Graham already out the session. Not great news for the Scotsman. Hopefully we'll find out what happened to him in due course. But Conti Boy on the run down towards turns 1 and 2. Braking in excess of 210 mile an hour under the braking zone, reaching 44 miles an hour on exit of the corner. Cough already starting to come already, and Conti Boy now through Curva Grande, turn 3, about to reach the first chicane at turns 4 and 5. 26 flat through the through the first sector, I should say, so not too bad first sector there. Of course, famously Vettel and Hamilton coming together, Vettel having a spin at the Tifolsi's home track in real life, so hopefully we'll see none of that tonight as he comes through the first and second Lesmo respectively, coming out of here very nicely indeed. The Red Bull in behind him, I do believe might be Dill Warren on his debut. We'll have to see how he's getting on. It's either Yeah, it will be Dill Warren because Graham's already out the session. 53 flat through the middle sector for Conti Boy. To come through Ascari now, really attacks that really nice and clean section through there. Alan Kay is already out the session. I'm guessing that's at the Les Mills. We can't sadly go on board with that. That looks like it might be at the Les Mills for Alan Kay. Hopefully we will have confirmation of that in the comment section. Now through Parabolica for Conti Boy. It's going to be a 120, I think, to start us off. So Conti Boy comes across the line and Bishy is retired. Yeah, 20.3 for Conti Boy. Is Dill Warren going to improve him behind? No, he decides to come into the pit. We've got Lyronix on a lap as well, the German. About to approach Parabolica at the final corner, turn 11. DRS detection zone just on the entrance into Parabolica, just before the entrance into Parabolica. Looks like Lyronix could be going up there with Conti Boy on a set of hard compound of tyres. Yeah, he's only 3/10 off at this stage, and the only driver really to set a time in comparison to Conti Boy there. George is coming across the line with 24.2. But early on, as everyone starts to get their laps in, Sinclair about to come across the line. Invalidate on a 22.2. So 3 drivers already out the session. Alan Kay, Bishy and S. Graham. As Jeffrey is about to approach the line and goes 3rd. So the Racing Point is currently 2nd and 3rd at this stage. On the medium compound tyres there for Jeffrey as well. So Lyronic's going to be trying to score Racing Point as many points as possible. And Jeffrey just going over the sleeping policeman at turn 1. Not really that nice to see. But Jeffrey going across the sleeping policeman at turns 1 and 2. At least he didn't spin it or crash out or anything like that. Liam Husbrick on his debut, 22 flat through his first lap, so very nice lap there from the Ferrari man at the Tifosi's home track. Sinclair has retired, and this is just ahead actually. Sinclair pulling off track, not sure what is going on. So Sinclair has retired on track there. I'm not sure if he might have food due or anything like that. He might have a takeaway, you never know. Jack is on a lap. Jack is on a lap coming through Ascari chicane. Of course, very impressive performance from him last night, taking 2nd place along with who was it who took 2nd? I forgot who took 2nd place. I was like, Spike it was. I was going to say Siege, but it was Spike that took the win last night. Jack in 2nd, Mercedes 1-2 in Belgium. He's about to come across the line and set the standard at 19.3, and that's what we like to see from Jack. The Brit goes to the top of the timing screen by nearly a second. So Jack already proving that he's got the pace in that Toro Rosso. Very nice stuff from him. Maximus is retired from the session as well. What is this? Italy causing quite a few problems. These corners causing quite a few problems. Siege has jumped up to 4th there with a 20.7. Meanwhile, Kiki, last week's driver of the day, is just about to set up for a lap. We should see action coming into the pit lane very soon. Plenty of these guys should be coming into the pits. Crazy Legs as well, 21 flat in 5th. Nice lap from him. There are yellow flags in Sector 1 and Sector 3. One's in Sector 1. Maybe for Maximus, actually. Let's have a look. Green flags now. Yeah, I think there was damage. There was a car on the left-hand side of the track. So I'm not sure if that was Maximus or somebody else. Well, remains to be seen. Kiki on a lap, however. The Brit with a 26.3 through the first sector, of course. Last week's driver of the day. Looking to try and repeat that here tonight in Hungary. And it looks like he might have just invalidated this lap as well, which is a shame. It's a real shame if he has invalidated this lap. But that's the trials and tribulations of this track. Italy causing quite a few headaches early on. The George just comes into the pits. Somebody was speeding into the pits in behind. I think that might have been Conti Boy coming in. But early on, Jack setting the standard. 19.3, nearly a second clear of Conti Boy. Lyronix in 3rd, Siege in 4th. Get your popcorn, get your cup of tea at the ready, because we're going to be in for a very long haul here in Italy. Dill Warren on the lap in the meantime though, coming through Ascari in that Red Bull on his debut. Looking very nice, just run very wide there, nearly slipping 1 or 2 wheels into the gravel there on the right hand side. Charlie has left the session, which is a shame. Clear disconnect going on for him. I think it happened 2 weeks ago as well when I covered the last, when I covered Austria here in TTFL. Sorry, Dill Warren now coming into the pit, and I think I've got the wrong race there. Because of course it was Britain 2 rounds to go. I was looking at the TTL F1 standings there on my device. Uzi on a lap, the Scotsman, the only one that is on any sort of lap, 53.5 through the middle sector, so not going too quickly from the Scotsman. Looks like he's pretty much struggling here as well. I'm not sure if he's on a downtime, and I think actually, has he lost a bit of end plate? It doesn't look like it from that flashing shot. get a better idea here. No end plates missing. He's just struggling, I think, on this lap and running wide into Parabolica. Clearly not got this set up to how he likes it. He's going to go ahead of Liam though. Yeah, 22 flat. Charlie just rejoining the session. 22 flat from Uzi there, goes 7th. Plenty of improvements to be found, and we're nearly halfway through in qualifying. Jack on top, still a second clear from Conti Boy. Ironics in 3rd, Siege in 4th. The championship leaders, the championship contenders, 3rd, 4th, and Sinclair already at the session and 14th. So that is not going to be great news from the Scotsman to try and come up through the field. But yeah, we're nearly halfway through qualifying. We've got Uzi, who's just on the down lap, 1.4 seconds down the middle sector. We've got Jeffrey just preparing for lap. It looks like he's the first one that is going to be on for a lap. Yeah, Jeffrey's going to be on a lap, so we'll watch this. He's on a set of soft compound of tyres now, and looking to improve 7 tenths to Crazy Legs for 5th possibly here. Of course, there's going to be plenty of improvements from some of the guys further down. There is a yellow flag in sector 1. I think that might be just be people getting out of the way. Jeffrey coming through towards Cover Grande at turn 3. That was indeed somebody going off track. That was Dill Warren going off track, getting out of the way of Jeffrey. Good sportsmanship as per usual here in TTFL. And Jeffrey through the first sector. Now it is, he's on an outlap. It was a 26.2 through the first sector, so I'm not sure if that's a bit of a glitch on my end. He's definitely not on an outlap. It was a 26.2 through the first sector, so we'll keep on board with this and just see how he goes, see if he's going to improve. But just makes life a little bit difficult for me now with the sector times through sector 2. Coming through sector 2, hopefully it might fix itself as he comes down, reaching 212 mile an hour into Ascari. No sector time through sector 2. He's definitely on a lap though, on a set of soft compound of tyres. I think the game has just clearly glitched there on me. We've got Jack, Conti Boy, Crazy Legs on laps as well. Kiki and Maze on laps, yet to set a time. As well, Bill Warren just in behind. Cloud cover beginning to come over here in Italy. Jeffrey about to come across the line. Charlie rejoins, and Jeffrey, yeah, he improves 20.7. It was very difficult with that outlap coming up in the middle of his lap there, but 20.7 and he goes ahead of Siege. So nice lap there from the Dutchman, and hopefully the resting points. He'll be hoping for more points here as he tries to nearly not go over the sleeping policeman this time. Conti Boy on a lap, he's just outside around Parabolica, not improving here at all. Disappointing. He's on a set of mediums anyway, so he's probably just trying to find his feet. Jack, 2 tenths up, comes into the pit, clearly not giving anything away there as well. Crazy Legs on a lap though, coming through Parabolica in the Alfa Romeo. 21 flat, he'd be looking to go ahead of Siege. Jeffrey with this sort of lap. Crazy Legs now up towards the line. He's going to go ahead of these guys and goes ahead of Lyronex. Yeah, 3rd with a 20.5, only 2 tenths of a second off Conti Boy. So the Alpha's showing quite a strong showing. We've got Mays just going up into 7th there as well. Kiki, last week's driver of the day, coming across the line now. He's invalidated, and it was a 20.6, and he would have just been behind Lyronex, I think, with that lap as well. There is the yellow flag in sector 1. There's a Renault getting out of the way. That is Mays getting out of the way of everyone. But really no change. Still Warren is on a lap. Let's see how he's going to get on. He should be pressurising Jack for top spot, I think, in qualifying here. The Red Bull driver on his debut. Yellow flag in sector 1 again. I think that's just probably Mays. Dill Warren now coming across the line. This is a lap and a half, and it's a 20.1. And it just splits himself. It just splits Jack and Conti Boy. So moves into second now. On a semi-medium compound of tyres, he will be able to find around 6 or 7 tenths on this track around here. On average, I think it's about a 5, 6, 7 tenth gain from the softs. From the mediums to the softs, I should say. So Dill Warren going second there. And a very nice lap indeed. Lyronex is not on a lap. Just flicking through, I think we've got Charlie out on a lap. Yes, we have. Ooh, having a bit of a moment out of Ascari though. Just getting caught slightly on the curb, just sending the car off balance slightly. But Charlie now coming through the final corner. Tyre graphic is wrong. He's on a set of medium compound of tyres. That's the yellow wall compound of tyre. And Charlie now about to come across the line to go into P9, 21.8. Not the quickest of the medium runners, but not the slowest either. So nice lap from him. Kiki coming into the pit. So we should see everyone now start to filter back into the pit. Lyronex is going to be one of the ones to watch, I think, on a lap. He's on a set of mediums now, so he can improve. We'll be looking, I would say, a second improvement might be likely here for the German. As he runs down now towards turn 1, already reaching speed in excess of 215, nearly 220 under the braking zone. Down into turn 1. Will he commit down to first gear? Yes, he will. Gets the better run and the better traction from turn 2. Now coming through Curva Grande at turn 3. And Ironic's looking very, very neato through the first sector so far. Nice, deep, tight line there through Curva Grande. You want to be saving the time. 25.9 through the first sector. 2/10 of a second up. And attacks the chicane, and he attacks it too hard. Loses the back end, and Ironics, again, that's a Ferrari coming around the corner as well. That's Liam Hustwick on a lap as well. But Ironics just dropping that back end. It's unfortunate. He's got his teammate just coming out behind him on an out lap as well. It's unfortunate for the German. What a rotten bit of luck that is. Ironics, he would have been improving for sure on that lap if he didn't spin it. Liam Hustwick, though, in the meantime, he's 2 tenths down. He could still improve in this final sector in the Ferrari. Might have just invalidated there on the inside of a Ascari, though. Gets the nice run out, just a little bit hesitant on the power. Looking to go ahead of Uzi here, who's currently in 10th place with a 22 flat. We're about 3.5 minutes away, 3.75 minutes away from the end of qualifying. Jack still on top, Dil Warren second, Contico in third, but Liam Hustwick about to come across the line. Doesn't feel like he's improving. He bails it into the pit, and it's only Ironics that's on any sort of lap. He's not on a lap at all, and he's going to be coming into the pit. If Ironics wants to go for it, I think he should come into the pit, probably put on a fresh set of rubber and try and improve. Jeffrey back out on a lap, and he is improving. That wasn't a second improvement from his time. Much neater turn 1 though from Jeffrey. Very nice run out there. And already I can see he's improved on that first sector. So Jeffrey looking good through this first sector. We'll see when he comes through the first sector split how he's looking in terms of the timing. Comes through there, and again an outlap now strangely appears. There was a 26.2 again through the first sector from Jeffrey. Of course, he found a second on his last lap. I don't think we'll be seeing that sort of improvement from Jeffrey. A couple of tenths here and there, I would imagine, as he just runs wide at the second Lesmo. Now running down the straight towards the Ascari chicane at turns 8 and 9. Turns 9 and 10, I should say. Turns 8, 9 and 10, I should say. But it's me getting caught up with my corners a little bit here. But Jeffrey through turn 10, and the exit of turn 10 there nicely, and he's coming through from Ascari now down towards the Parabolica. This is looking good from Jeffrey. Nice commitment. Mays is out the session. I think he's retired that in the pit lane. We've got Kiki on a lap as well. We'll go to him very shortly. We've got nearly 2 minutes to go. Jeffrey comes across the line. He improves. It's a massive improvement from Jeffrey. A 20.2 when he goes third. So the pace is there for Jeffrey, and that is a very nice lap from him. Very nice lap from him indeed. He was improving in the first sector, as I said, and he's found all the time throughout the middle and the final sector indeed there. Kiki on a lap. Again, last week's driver of the day, looking to try and improve. There is a yellow flag in sector 2. I wouldn't worry about that. It's probably just somebody getting out of the way of somebody else that might be on an out lap, unless somebody has spun. Possibly. We'll investigate that very soon. But Kiki better come across the line. It's a nice lap, and he goes behind Siege, 20.7. We're going to be seeing a lot of improvements coming in this final sector. Ironics is back out on a set of mediums. Uzi retires in the pit lane as well. Siege about to start a lap. Got Kiki on a lap. Got Crazy Legs on a lap. Not on a lap. 17 seconds down through that middle sector. Jeffrey is not on any sort of lap here as well. So we'll turn our attentions to the championship leader, Siege, in the Renault. He's on a set of softs, so we should be seeing a massive improvement here from Siege. I don't think he's going to better Jack, though. It's going to be interesting to see. I think Jack will be favourite for pole position here. If Dil Warren improves, could throw the cat amongst the pigeons. And again, what is it coming through the first sector? I think Charlie leaving the session might have caused this, to be honest. I'm not sure if there might be a bit of a lobby glitch going on. We'll keep on going for now, though. Siege coming through the second lap. Well, this is looking good. This is looking like a very good lap from Siege so far. Don't take that on the graphics at all. He's not on a night lap. He is on a proper lap. Dil Warren is out. Is that through? That is not through Ascari. There is a bit of rain, I think, on the... Yeah, it's starting to rain as well out on track. Crazy Legs retires. It's raining out on track right at the end of the session. Rain now starting to fall on the camera lens and where you look at the car as well. Siege now attacking. It's just about dry enough to get around the final corner. Jack retires. Looks like he's favouring for pole. How's Siege going to look though? He's about to come across the line. And he goes second. It's not good enough. It's a 19.6. It's more than a second improvement though. Nearly a 1.1 second improvement there. Got Lyronics on a lap, only improving through the first sector by a 10th. Much neater through there though. Kiki is on a lap as well. I think he just improved actually, Kiki, ahead of Lyronics. Liam Hustwick in the meantime on a lap. Medium compound of tyres for Liam. Let's see how the Ferrari man, the Tifosi, the home boy, how's he going to get on? Of course, the Tifosi out in numbers to support him and Alan Kay in a potential winning situation. How likely that is remains to be seen, but Liam Hustwick now around the final corner. He is improving on this lap. He's going to find probably a couple of tenths. Yeah, 5-6 tenths there he found on a set of soft compound tyre to 21.4, and he goes ahead of Charlie. Betters his time ahead of Charlie, in fact, by, 6 tenths per second, and he goes straight on through turn 1. Lyronics is out of the session. We've only got Kiki, and that is Lyronics are actually out of the Ascari. So Lyronics has binned it at Ascari. Kiki is not on a lap, so Jack will take top spot here in qualifying. Siege in second, Dilborn in third, Jeffrey in fourth, Kiki in Conti Boy in fifth, Crazy Legs in sixth, Kiki 7th, Lyronics in 8th, and we'll run through the rest of the grid very soon indeed. But as we end qualifying here, running order coming into tonight's Italian Grand Prix. Jack on top with Siege on the front row, just over 2.5 tenths separating those two in the end. Very good laps from both of them. Dilborn in third on the mediums is going to be very interesting to see how he copes. Of course, there's only 27 laps around here. It's going to be very interesting to see how he gets on. Jeffrey in fourth, Conti Boy in fifth, the two Dutchmen showing nicely within a second of the leader. Crazy Legs, Kiki, Lyronics, Maze, Hustwick top 10. Lyronics on the hards, watch out for him. Charlie, Uzi, George, Maximus, Sinclair, Alan K, Bishy and S. Graham. Those last 5 that I mentioned didn't set a time, which is unfortunate, crashing out at relative points within the session. I'm going to tune back into the comments though in the meantime. Beautiful blue skies here in Italy. And we want to hear from you. Who is your top 3 coming into tonight? And who is your driver to watch as well? Who are your drivers to watch here tonight? I want a top 3 and a driver to watch in the comment section now. And I will give you mine in due course as well while I check the comments. Let's have a look. Thanks for your vote of confidence, James. I have to be confident. I'm not being biased towards anyone here. I want everyone to do well, every driver to do well, and clean and competitive racing to rule here in TTFL. I think it'll be fantastic. Looking at the rest of the comment section, I look away for 2 minutes and there was already 5 retirements. What went on? Plenty of people dropping the car on the back end, pretty much. At certain points around the track, we saw Alan Kay, I think, go off in the Lesmos. We saw a couple of people go off, like Lyronics and Ascari. So, yeah, very difficult qualifying session for some of those guys. But we now are underway on the formation lap, and Jack leads them out in the Toro Rosso on the formation lap. His teammate right down at the bottom of the grid. There is Sinclair in 15th place. And looking at the strategies, it's going to be quite interesting because Charlie, Sinclair, Alan Kay, all on medium compound of tyres. So they're on the medium compound of tyres. The middle compound of tyre, they will last longer than the softs. And of course, remember, the top 10 have to start on the tyres that they qualified on. So just bear that in mind. Uzi on hards, Bishy on hards as well. Very shocking to see Bishy down there. He's 4th in the championship. Some shockers in qualifying. Sinclair and Bishy not getting laps in. That's unfortunate for them too, and the Scotsman and the Brit are going to have to find something very special if they want to try and win this race. And of course, George, Maximus and S. Graham starting on the soft compound tyres. They're the quickest compound of tyre, but they're not going to last that long. I think it's anywhere between 6 and 8 laps, I think. Maybe even less than that around this track when the softs start wearing off and the tyre temps start to go more in favour of the medium compound of tyres. I think the medium compound of tyres is what everyone should be going on around the midpoint of the race. My top 3, by the way, I'm going to reveal it now. I think Jack is going to win. Dil Warren will finish in second. And Lyronix will be third. Lyronix is going to be my one to watch as well. From 8th place on a set of hard compound tyres. If he can manage to go quite deep into this race with a one-stop strategy, he could possibly go on a set of soft compound of tyres. How likely that is remains to be seen, and of course how the race pans out remains to be seen as well, as we now come into the action here for TTFL here in Italy, as the last cars now start to gear up onto the grid, but we're just waiting on Sinclair at the back. Of course, tyre temps not affected as they come onto the at the end of the formation lap. They're only factored in when they join onto the grid and when everyone spawns back in. So here we go. We're going to get prepared for 5 red lights here in Italy. Hopefully there's no delay to the start. There won't be. 5 red lights about to go out here in Italy. And it's lights out and away we go. Very good start by Siege. Gets the traction off the line. Could get Jack off the run. Dil Warren, very slow start. 3 wide in the background between him, Crazy Legs and Contibo. The Alphas trying to sandwich the Red Bull, but Jack is clear going down into turn 1. Bit of a descent going on there. Unfortunately, it's between Crazy Legs and Dil Warren. I think everyone is clean, I think, through turn 1 and 2. Might have been a bit of a Constantino effect behind. S. Graham and Charlie, I think, have been involved in some sort of incident. George as well, possibly involved in that. But Jack is away and clear from Siege as they come through the first sector as Dil Warren, and that is Conti Boy trying to move on Crazy Legs. Both teammates coming off. Oh, and there's been mass contact in behind. And clean and competitive racing pretty much over and done with already in this race. That is a very strange start, let's just say. But Jack is out in front, 7/10 of a second. Siege in second, Dil Warren in third. Crazy Legs in fourth. Jeffrey in fifth. Kiki is up a couple of positions into 6th place early on. He's up a position. Maze is up to 7th. Lyronix in 8th. Has avoided all this contact early on, which is good to see. I think he might be missing his right side end plate though. That is Kiki into the water. Scary trying to follow him off there. Maximus going wide, and Bishy can now capitalise on that. Bishy is kept out of trouble as well. And the Brit now trying to go around on his fellow countryman around the outside. Sinclair's already out the session as well. Unfortunate for him as Bishy is round the outside and Maximus through Parabolic, and he gets the move done nice and cleanly on the set of hard compound tyres to the P8. The end of lap 1. What a crazy lap 1. Jack, Siege, Dil Warren your top 3 as everyone now starts to bail into the pits after picking up damage on lap 1. It seems like S. Graham might have got caught in a bit of contact, but he's still going out on track and he's into the point. Alan Kay is now in 11th. All that early bit of contact costing a few of the guys possibly early on. But they're on through the first sector again on the second lap here of 27 in Italy, and Jack leads the way. Siege in second, 7/10 of a second, so he hasn't pulled away totally. Dil Warren, after that slow start, getting sandwiched by Crazy Legs and Contibo. There'll be a lot of discussion from the Alpha boys coming in tonight, and there'll be a lot of discussion what went on there between both of them. A little bit of contact, but Crazy Legs still going. He's came out the best out of all of this, and he's into 4th. He's getting 2 positions from the start. Jeffrey down in 5th, Maze in 6th. Lyronix in 7th, begin to catch him. Set of hards down starting to come into play. Maze on a set of softs. And we'll get back onto the tyre graphic there for you guys. The 2 Scotsmen, Uzi and S. Graham, pretty much now side by side, or running in tandem down into Scary. Not quite close enough for a move. However, S. Graham with the traction out. Oh, what? Uzi just losing a little bit of traction off the corner, getting caught on the curb as S. Graham is round the outside and he's through and he gets a position. In fact, oh, he's lost it. No, he hasn't. Oh, I'm seeing things. Lyronix now attacking Maze down into turn 1. Not close enough to go for the move, however. Lyronix not close enough to move. Crazy Legs is at a moment out of turn 1 in the meantime. Turns 1 and 2 at the chicane. Now he could come under some sort of pressure from Maze and Lyronix in behind. Siege has dropped off now 1.5 seconds to Jack. Jack clearly having the pace early on. Lyronix getting close again to the back of the Brit. Trying to get past him at all costs really. And really, it's actually worth the top 3. Looking at the position changes again, the top 4 has remained in the positions that they were in. George and Maximus as well still in the positions that they were in. Kiki has left the session after his crash out of the Scary. Hopefully we'll catch up with him afterwards. Lyronix comes under pressure. Charlie is round in the background. That is through sector 1. As at the second chicane, actually coming into sector 2, I should say. But now the German driver right on the back of the Brit and Lyronix now beginning to hunt down his next prey. He's closing in. Not going to go for the move, he's going to wait for the DRS. Going to be sensible enough to wait for the DRS. In a very low fifth gear there through Parabolica. Coming out onto the start-finish straight now to start lap 4. Jack in front by 2 seconds, Siege in second, DeLorean in third, but it's all starting to get very Constantine and then behind us now. Lyronix decides to lunge it down the inside. May is not fighting that at all, and the German is through. And he's up to P6 with a very, very nice move there indeed, and Lyronix is through. A set of hards coming out on top and a set of softs there. Too early, I think, for that to happen, to be honest, but Lyronix with the pace has gone past down the start finish straight into turns 1 and 2, and he gets the move done, and he's up to P6. And he's just getting caught in the steam policeman slightly there, just losing a little bit of time. Not much happening though in behind. We'll see Bishy trying to get onto the back of Mays in the meantime for 6th, 7th and 8th this is. Lyronix, Mays and Bishy. But out in front, as I say, Jack has got that gap to 2.3 seconds, just running slightly wide there at Ascari. Taking a little bit more of the track as might be expected. But Jack leads the way, 2.3 seconds. Siege in second. DeLorean will be looking to go further into this race, I think. Not on an ERS saving strategy, that's for sure. He is 17% on that set of ERS. May's trying to hunt down Lyronix again in the background. We're seeing plenty of moves, potential moves now starting to happen. Maximus is right on the back of Charlie. This is going to be easy for Maximus, I think. Down the inside he goes. It's down towards Ascari. And Maximus is through. This is for P13 out on track, and he makes it look very, very easy indeed. Hopefully no losing the back end and no crashing out for Maximus this week, as Conti Boy tries to lunge it down the inside of Liam Hustwick. Liam Hustwick has to forgive the position. A little bit of contact there. We've got Uzi and S. Graham now down into turns 1 and 2 getting going. Trying to cover this as much as possible. Uzi with the run out, the better traction on the set of hards. He's going to be round the outside here with Curva Grande, and I think S. Graham just relinquishes that position. And Uzi is through, and he's up to P9 ahead of S. Graham, who will try and fight back here down into the second chicane. Tries it. Not close enough though, and Uzi is through, and he's now starting to clear S. Graham. He now can focus his attention on Bishy, who was not getting any closer to Mays at this time. 1.3 seconds, Mays has dropped off from Lyronix, and the hards now starting to come to temperature, beginning to fight back. It's S. Graham on the set of softs here is Jeffrey. Oh, he's binned it as Ascari. That's on the right hand side, I think, on track. There he is in the gravel, in fact. Very weird place to do it. Just right on board here with Uzi. There he is, right hand side of the track. There's a very strange place to do it. He must have got caught in the curb, obviously, and he's lost it. That was a shame for the Racing Point driver. He was going so well into the race as well. Jeffrey is out, and that's going to be really heart-wrenching for him. I've got to be honest. That is really heart-wrenching, and when you're in a position like that, it's not nice. It is not nice at all, and hopefully Jeffrey can just focus on the next race and come back and see what he can do in the next race. Down into turn 1, the one lap, 6 out of 27. This race appears to be going a little bit slower than expected, I've got to be honest. Given the track and given the fastest lap currently is a 1:23.1 from the lead of Jack, it seems to be going a little bit slower than expected. I'm not sure if anybody else is thinking that. But Bishy now beginning to get onto the back of Mays. The two Brits about to do battle here, the Renault against the McLaren. I think I'd favour the McLaren at this stage because, of course, the hard compound of tyres, and you've seen with the Lyronix passing Mays, he is honestly just pulled away from him in a matter of 3 laps. He's pulled away from him quite stylishly in the end, and it's beginning to get out. Of course, the next round, by the way, is in Russia. So off to Russia, and there's only 3 rounds left after this one. 4 rounds including this one. Jeffrey has left the session in possible disgust there from Jeffrey. He'd be angry with himself more than anything else. But Bishy now on the back of Mays, 1 lap 7 out of 27, so pretty much a third's distance as Bishy down the straight makes it look pretty simple indeed and covers off the line of Mays just in case he wants to try and go back down the inside. Bishy, slight outbreak on the braking point. but he's through and he's up to P6. Really nice move indeed, and Ironics now begin to get on the back of Crazy Legs. Of course, Crazy Legs providing a very nice interview in Commentator's Corner alongside me and Kieran McGinley. If you do want to watch that afterwards, then go ahead, because Commentator's Corner was very interesting. It was my first time in Commentator's Corner as well, so go and check that out and see how I got on, and come back with any feedback that you have for me as well. And I will be there next week for TTL F1 as well, which I'll come on to at the end of the stream. Fishy looking very wide there in the background at the second Lesmo. Just gives Mays a slight hint of a chance to get a little bit closer. He's not going to be close enough though, running down. In fact, Bishy pulls away, and no DRS being used from Mays there, and I don't think he was in DRS range, but the German now beginning to get close to the Brit, and Crazy Legs having a much better race. I think the confidence boosting words have done him the favour. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2, which was brief, and it wasn't for Alan Kay, who I was directing my attentions to. It's not for him, so actually somebody must have just had a bit of a hot spin there. But Ironics now coming down the inside. We see S. Graham passing Uzi in the background as well, and that is easy. That's relatively easy for the German. He is through. He's up to P4, and S. Graham did that. I think that was at, on the run into Parabolica. S. Graham might have done that, but now Uzi alongside him down the straight, down into turns 1 and 2, and Uzi back at him. Gets back past. Does he run over the sleeping policeman? Yes, he gives him the room on the outside. S. Graham will have the run out of the corner, but Uzi, with that slight corner cut, is just ahead. And to be honest, I think he would have been just ahead as well. So don't look into that if you are one of the stewards. But S. Graham is coming back at him. They're going to be side by side down the second chicane. Is he close enough? No, he doesn't decide to go for the move. He might have been a little bit silly if he tried to dive it down. His teammate's inside down in TTL F2, of course. He is a teammate of Uzi, or former teammate of Uzi, I should say. Crazy Legs still trying to hang on to the back of Lyronics. The hard compound of tyres beginning to warm up slightly. Update on the lead as we approach now 1/3 distance, 1 to lap 9 out of 27. And if you're just tuning in, you've missed quite a hectic lap 1 for sure. But Jack leads the way, Siege in second, DeLorean in third, Lyronics in fourth. DeLorean lagging slightly coming across the line there. Hopefully that wasn't being picked up on my end. As Graham is back through on Uzi, who must have had a bad run out of Ascari once again. As S. Graham gets the move done, and he's up to P8. It's looking good there for the Scotsman, attacking his fellow Scotsman, and Uzi is going to come back at him again. It's going to be round 2 here in Italy. They're going to be going probably 12 rounds here, I would have think, tonight. Uzi is back through on S. Graham, giving each other plenty of respect. Uzi doesn't overshoot himself at the corner this time. Runs slightly onto the grass, might give S. Graham a bit of a hint of an opportunity here going into Curva Grande, but doesn't get the traction out, and Uzi begins to pull away with a much deeper line as well. You can save a little bit of ground there on the inside of Curva Grande, instead of going around the outside line like S. Graham was doing, and Uzi cutting across slightly there. I'm not sure if we're picking up any penalties here. I don't think we've seen any penalties so far here tonight, which is relatively good. And I am just going to go quiet for a minute. We've got a little bit of downtime. I'm just going to go quiet for a minute because I'm going to put my light on. It is getting very dark in my room here, so I need to put my light on, shut my curtains. I don't want people peering in to me. Uzi picks up a 3-second time penalty at Ascari. I think that might be his first one of the race. We'll have a penalties check later on. Jack and Siege through turns 1 and 2. The soft's going quite long here, quite deep. Of course, these guys, the top 10, haven't been into the pits yet. Neither have George and Charlie, but everyone else has after that lap 1 contact. But Jack pulling away at 3.3 seconds. He's just getting that time out to over 3 seconds now, and that could be vital. Of course, we did see him pick up a 3-second time penalty last night in TTL F1. Go and check that race back out if you haven't already seen it, as S. Graham tries to go around the outside of Uzi into turn 1. A little bit shorter room, he might feel. Got onto the grass when I came aboard with him there. But Uzi, defensively, I think he was taking the defensive line there, to be honest, there, Uzi, and he keeps it. He's still in P8. Siege now beginning to struggle slightly. 4.2 seconds. The tyre's beginning to give up. Oh, there's Dil Warren off. Dil Warren is off at Ascari. Oh, and there's a lot of lag actually going on from his end. Oh, had to be worried for a minute there. And he's left the session. That is unfortunate. It's a clear disconnect happening. Jack is into the pits from the lead of the race. So Jack is in onto lap 11. Siege responds in behind as well. And there will be a set of medium compound of tyres for these two, I think, to the end. They can make it 16 laps quite easily around here in Italy. And Jack is in, Siege is in. Yeah, both going for a set of medium compound of tyres. In the meantime, Crazy Legs getting closer to Lyronix at 3. Well, he's losing time to Lyronix at 3.7 seconds. That's Sinclair's AI car coming past. Maze is going to be out. Maze is just going to be splitting Jack and Siege. So Siege just got a little bit of traffic in between them there, but he's a teammate. He'll probably let him through at some point in the track. There's not much happening out on track. Lyronix catching Dill Warren. George has picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He has came in from a set of soft compound of tyres. Dill Warren is coming back into the session, and he has to reclaim something because his AI car is losing time here. And he has to try and reclaim something. George having a front wing change here. A set of medium compound of tyres go on for George. Comes out of his pit box. Very short pit exit for him because of the Williams garage being near the bottom of the garage and near the bottom of the pit lane, I should say. And George is back out, and he's back out in a clear track. But Lyronix now leads the way. He's going to go quite deep into this race on a set of hards. DeLorne, if he rejoins back, will be going into the pit, I would think, soon. It looks like he has joined back, which is good to see, because we did have that with Charlie in qualifying. Crazy Legs is into the pits in the meantime. Bishy goes past him. He's also on a set of hards and going quite deep into this race. Another one to watch. We'll have a look at the position gains now. 14 for Bishy, 7 for Lyronix, 9 for S. Graham as well. And the notable ones, Alan Kay's up 6, and in the points for Ferrari, the Tifosi. Will be very proud with Liam Huswick now down at 14th. As Crazy Legs comes out of the pits, there is Uzi going past. He's going to be out in a clear track here, I think, Crazy Legs. Maze and S. Graham respond into the pits. Alan Kay just coming past. Maze is on a set of mediums. S. Graham on a set of mediums as well. Everyone opting, as I said earlier on in the race, set of medium compound of tyres. One board with Jack as he decides, as he chases down Bishy here. So the two Brits about to do battle, and Jack, with his impressive performance, second place last night in Spa, fresh in his memory, he's going to try and attack Bishy now as they run down the straight into Ascari. On lap 12 out of 27, Jack is close enough, doesn't commit though. And that, I think, is fair play from Jack, but he's got the clear run on Bishy here as he just slightly catches the curb, and it's going to be easy, and Bishy, I think, kind of letting him through there. No real response. Could be done as a tactical ploy, of course, because Bishy will now have the DRS on Jack, but the fresher tyres should just prove too much, as Bishy has already lost 6, 7 tenths as he comes out of Parabolica, and there's going to be no move done here. Bishy tries to come back down into turn 1. Nearly halfway through, Jack sets the fastest lap of the race with a 22.7. George with another 3-second time penalty. There's a yellow flag in sector 2, and that is George off in sector 2. That is on the second. That's on the exit of the second chicane. He's clearly got caught on the curb on the inside and probably spun round. He's lost his front wing. Keep on going, George, because you never know how this race might unfold. Safety car might come out like it did last night in Spa, and then it changes up the whole shape of the race. You never know. Never know. In the meantime, Crazy Legs on the set mediums, recently been into the pits, of course, chasing down Uzi for P6 and P7. The Haas coming under some sort of pressure now from Crazy Legs. Alan Kay will be looking in behind, trying to gain positions out of this, and a good tactic actually being used by Alan Kay. He's only 4 tenths off his personal best last lap around as well. As Uzi puts one wheel into the gravel there, 2 wheels into the gravel there on the left hand side. Crazy Legs in the meantime attacking, and it should be game over for Uzi down the straight here, because Crazy Legs with the fresher tyres should just close in quite nicely up to ZRS from 46%. It reduces down. He should be alongside into Ascari. He should be past him down into Ascari. I don't think Uzi's going to fight this, and he doesn't. He decides not to fight this, protect his own race, and Crazy Legs is through, and he's up to P6 with a relatively easy move there. Uzi just letting him through in the end. But out in front, Lyronix leads. Dill Warren in second, still going on those mediums. He is losing time now to Lyronix, the German pulling away. That disconnect costly for Dill Warren. It could cost him a podium at the end of the day as well, which is a shame in all intents and purposes. However, we have got a battle going on further down the field. Alan Kane now under pressure from Maximus, who actually comes into the pits. So Maximus is in, and that is, yeah, that's his second pit stop. So he's came into the pits after pitting on lap 1. So Maximus is in, we're on lap 14. Maximus is in for 7 mediums, and that'll be to the end. Charlie in behind as well. Not really much going on. Who's he trying to catch? Crazy Legs here. But we are halfway through in Italy. Lyronix leads, still one in second, Jack in third. Jack is the only one out the top through that has been into the pits. Siege, looking in terms of the net lead battle, Jack and Siege currently, it's looking around 7 seconds. Anywhere, yeah, it's just looking over 7 seconds here for Jack, the lead. Nearly on 8 seconds, in fact, if my correction's right. It's somewhere between 7 and 8 seconds, the lead, the net lead of the race. As Del Warren now comes into the pits, relinquishes second place. He's going to be coming in. How costly was that disconnect? We'll find out now. He's on a set of softs. He can get those to the end. It's going to be good time management, though, if he does decide to get those to the end. Looking a little bit lucky. He's going to be out ahead of Crazy Legs quite comfortably here, as Crazy Legs is now through Parabolica. Very deep entry through the corner there from Crazy Legs. I should say very tight entry, as Warren now comes out of the pit lane. That is Sinclair's AI car just in behind. There it is. Just fainting into the tarmac there. But yeah, Warren is out, and he's 4 seconds out in front of Crazy Legs. So not too costly. He's got 11 seconds to gain on Siege, but it's looking like he's going to be getting that podium after all. If Lyronix... Well, Lyronix might respond. He could go under a set of softs from here on in. Will he do the Dill Warren strategy and come in this lap? We'll find out, because he is just coming through a Scari. 3 attempts down this personal best. I don't think he'll be coming into a lap. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. It's Charlie that is out of the race from 14th place. Where has that been done? There's no guesses where that has been done. That is probably through a Scari running down the straight. Yeah, Lyronix is in, so he responds. Responds to Warren. Jack will be now left in the lead of the race. Charlie, unfortunately, out of the race, leaves the session after that mistake. We'll be right on board with Sinclair's car. Where has this been done? This looks like... Oh, I don't even know where that is. His car's gone at the wrong point. George is out of the race as well, so Charlie ahead of George. Cold tyres as well for Charlie. He's just came out of the pits. I'm guessing the cold tyres might have had something to do with that. But out in front, Jack leads. It's now pretty much an 8-second gap between him and Siege for the net battle for the lead. But what is interesting is Lyronix has got out ahead of Warren. So Lyronix is on for this 3rd place out on track. And if Siege can do something, my prediction will be right here. Siege just drops it somewhere out on track, and I'm not wishing it upon him to do so, but in terms of my prediction could honestly still be on, because Warren gets past Lyronix and Siege drops back, could be favouring these 2 guys on the soft compound of tyre. Quite a few comments coming in. I will check these now, actually. I'll check the comment section now as we go on to lap 16 out of 27. I'm just going to briefly check the control, my charge and my controller. Yeah, it's still on 2 bars, so we're all fine. Just a little bit worried. I've got a backup controller just in case that the thingy goes. But there you go. Warren getting closer now. Lauren getting closing in on Siege as well. Lap 17 out of 27. It's Jack who leads, Bishy in 2nd, and Siege in 3rd. Lyronix 4th. Warren with the new fastest lap of the race, 21.5 in 5th. Of course, Bishy still to come into the pit. He's going to be very, very tight on these. Looking at the gap between him and Crazy Legs is going to be quite interesting. Crazy Legs already been into the pit. Bishy will go for a set of softs. Uzi is into the pit. Fallon relinquishes that 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Let's have a look at the comment section and see what you guys have been saying out on track. I don't want to click on the wrong stream that's got iRacing on it. I don't want to do that at all. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's just Andy in the comment section there saying tomorrow night we have TTG Project Cars 2, and just a few necessity tweets there. Necessities from Andy there in the comment section. Of course, if you are joining us for Project Cars 2, you will have the pleasure of having me as your commentator once again. Uzi, by the way, came out ahead of Liam Hustwick, so Liam Hustwick now down in P10. He's still to come into the pits as well. So it's going to be quite interesting to see where he pans out. It looks like he's going to be down in 13th. Alan Kay has lost out to Maximus and S. Graham. Still a few guys to come in ahead of him. Could be looking at a possible just outside the point sort of finish here from Alan Kay. He's up in the first sector though. But Jack leads, and that gap is extended out miles. It's extended out again. It's 9.7 seconds I make that out as. 9.8 seconds I make that out as now. So Jack nearly 10 seconds out in front. It's a dominant drive from the Brit. Bishy's still to come into the pits. He's holding his nerve, I've got to say. Splitting Jack and Siege for the net battle, well, for the net lead of the race. Bishy doing a sterling job, and in fact, those tyres might be coming back to him because, seriously, he is. And as soon as I've said that, he's just dropped a second. So he's obviously made a mistake. As soon as I've said that, as soon as I've been bigging him up, he's just made a mistake. Commentator's curse at its finest there, guys. Ladies and gentlemen there in the comment section. Goodness me. But Jack leads away 8.3 seconds now because of that mistake from Bishy. Those tyres are going to be absolutely shot at this stage. We'll see the blistering, no blistering occurring, no visible blistering occurring on the tyres, but he has to come into the pits. Getting closed down by Siege now. If he stays out another lap, we could see Siege passing him quite easily somewhere out on track, and Bishy being totally out of place and even losing out to Crazy Legs possibly. So I think he's got to come in now. We'll see. Yeah, he's going to dive into the pit lane now. Measure the speed nicely. Yeah, 50 mile an hour coming into the pit lane here in Italy. Of course, some tracks have a 37 mile an hour speed limit. You don't want to be caught out by that, but it is a set of red wall soft compound of tyres for Bishy. There was the yellow flag in sector 2. I turned straight my attentions to Alan Kay, but instead it's the other spinner out on track. It's Maximus that has spun. That is at the exit of the first Lesmore. He's obviously got caught on the curb and run on the AstroTurf there, which you saw on the camera angle. He's probably lost the back end on that, and he's spun. No visible damage though, so he can still continue on. He might be losing a right side end plate there actually. But if you can still continue on, keep on trooping on Maximus, you've still got, you never know, anything can happen. Yeah, right side end plate completely missing on the Haas. So Maximus, bit of a long way around, but he's in that final sector now. Conti Boys just came into the pits as well. Liam Hustwick continues on for another lap. Bishy, by the way, got out in 6th place behind Crazy Legs out of the pit lane, 4 seconds off. He will begin to catch that rapid like. He'll begin to catch that. Not much happening out on track, but Lyronix is getting closer to Siege. That gap now only down to 1.3 seconds. The last time I saw that, it was 6 seconds. Maximus out the session. He retires that, I think, in the pit lane. So it's a shame for Maximus. He's out of the race. And no points being gained there at all, which is a shame. But interesting. Possible 3-way battle per second now beginning to develop. As Siege is trying to hold off the fight from Lyronix and Warren. The German and the Briton behind looking to spoil the party and looking to possibly get my predictions spot on, as well as Lyronix is really close, 6/10 of a second, getting 4/10 out of the first 2 corners alone here, and Lyronix is on an absolute charge. 32% of ERS compared to 51% of Siege, so 19% ERS difference there as Lyronix should get him down the straight after the second Lesmore. We'll see as they run through, different lines being approached here, but Lyronix is all over the back of him. He's just mocking him really, right in behind. Warren not getting any closer to Lyronix either. Could decide to back him up, and then Warren decides to decides to come back into this as well. Lyronix now goes for everything down the straight. He's not going to try and, he's surely not going to try and get past with no ERS. He isn't. He doesn't decide to, and he's just staying in there and thinking, I'm here. He's warning Siege, I'm here, and Warren now beginning to get close as well. Lyronix, I really think he should have made that move now, to be honest. Pull away and then back Siege into Warren and then play a bit of a tactical game there. Of course, Bishy is catching Crazy Legs as well. He's going to have no influence on this battle though, with Lyronix now opening up that ERS. Now with the DRS enabled, running down the straight, he's passed and he's through, and the German is through and he's up to P2. And I'm a potent, I know it. Fantastic stuff there from the German. Clear speed difference running down the straight. Beautiful helicopter cam here as they run down through Curva Grande. Siege now under pressure from Warren. Will cut to Bishy though. He's not close enough on Crazy Legs for a move here. He's actually really close for a move, I should say. Not going to attempt that down into turn 1. Just forces Crazy Legs into a bit of a mistake, but you can see the clear pace of Bishy now on the back of Crazy Legs, and he's beginning to catch. We'll focus our attention back onto Warren as they come onto the straight. And Siege and Warren with 7 laps to go, including this one. Jack leads the way, 10.4 seconds from Ironics, who's now in clear air. He's going to try and now get Jack. 10 seconds is not going to be closed down though. It's not enough. It is simply not enough. If it was 5 seconds, then I could see a predictability of him winning. But now Warren with a much better run out compared to Siege. Those mediums now starting to wear. They do get to a point in these softs though where they begin to wear, and he switches to the inside. Not going to go for the move. He's just going to play it tactical. Bishy in the background getting close to Crazy Legs. Not quite close enough. 2 battles going on at the same time. We'll try and keep up with both as Warren now runs down the straight. Now with the ERS open, the DRS now enabled, runs down the straight. He's on the inside line. He's already through on Siege. It's easy stuff for the Brit. Siege will not put up a fight. Down into the breaking point of turn 1 and 2. And Warren is through and he's up to P3. Nice stuff there by the Brit on his fellow countryman. Bishy now on the back of Crazy Leg. 3-second time picked up by S. Graham, who's currently in that last point scoring position. Bishy now very close for Crazy Legs, and he's already through and he's down the inside, and his fellow countryman once again defends the line as if Crazy Legs was going to come back at him, and Bishy is through and he's up to P5. Again, those softs beginning to come into play. Gap for the lead has reduced by 7/10. It's not, however, going to be enough, and if it is going to be enough, then I'll owe everyone that is watching a £5 note like I do with Dill Warren last night. Of course, it is a figure of speech, and I don't mean that in general, as a genuine piece there, but there you go. Jack 9.6 seconds out in front, running through a Scary. Dill Warren taking a much deeper line. Siege now losing that time back. Uzi getting closer to Maze further down the field. Possible battle for 7th and 8th now developing. Maze having a very nice race, I've got to say. Some disappointing performances as of late for Maze, and he has just lost a little bit of time now on Uzi, and Uzi's running all over the back of him now. What does Maze do at this point? Does he just decide to let him through? Uzi tries to go for him down. Inside move down at the second Lesmo. Not quite close enough. He's going to be close enough now down the straight. The DRS now opened up, and he should have the outside line. Maze cutting across though. Not going to make this easy for the Scotsman. He's going to have to be forced around the outside of Maze. In the end, just let him through. And it's a waltzing move from Uzi, and he's up to P7. Very nice stuff indeed. Maze just losing the time now on that set of medium compound tyres. But the leaders with 5 laps to go. Jack leads 9.4 seconds. That gap has not reduced as such. They're going to be around the same bit of tyre wear here. I would imagine they're going to be around 35-40% tyre wear each at this stage of the race. Jack obviously on the medium compound of tyres, more durable as I said earlier on, and he is looking to win this race, and he is going to win this race, I think, unless he drops it somewhere out on track. Touch wood he doesn't. Then yeah, Jack should win this, I think. Lyronix in second, 9.3 seconds. He would have to gain an average of, I make that 1.5 seconds. In fact, it's nigh on 2 seconds he's got to gain. Lyronix has got to gain between 1.5 and 2 seconds on average per lap with 4 laps to go. It's not doable. It is not doable at all. Alan Kay very close to the back of S. Graham though in the meantime. The Irishman trying to get past on the Scotsman. This is for a bit of bragging rights, I think, as Alan Kay backs off. Trying to do it the easy way. Trying to force S. Graham in for a bit of a mistake. It might make life easy for him. But Conti Boy in the background could steal the thunder here of both of them as he begins to close in now. And Conti Boy with a little bit of controversy with his contact early on with Crazy Legs. Hopefully, I'm sure that will get investigated after the race. Do send in any footage to your stewards, by the way, to the stewards in the league. Alan Kay, in the meantime, down the inside into a Scary, gets the move done, and that is clean and crisp. Just loses the back end slightly on the exit and loses the speed, and that's going to bring S. Graham back into things. Conti Boy now possibly lining up a double overtake, running down the straight here, down into Parabolic. He's not going to go for the move. Yeah, backs off quite wisely. As Alan Kay, they come through. Jack is in behind all of that as well. Jack is just in the back of camera shot. You might be able to see him as Conti Boy now gets past S. Graham running down the straight. So Conti Boy is through. S. Graham, I should say, has got the DRS enabled as well. But Conti Boy on the speed. Alan Kay braking early. Oh, and there's a bit of contact. S. Graham decides to dive it down back the inside. He lets Conti Boy back through there. Little bit of a reckless move from S. Graham, but in the end, common sense prevailing there, and Conti Boy is through, and he's up to P11. A little bit of a touch and go moment there from both of them. Alan Kay braking early into the corner, maybe just cutting off S. Graham because he thought he might have just gone into the back of him. He was thinking of going into the back of him. Just seemed like that from the wide out shot there. Interesting, anyways. Jack is on to lap 25. The sun has suddenly gone in here in Italy. And Jack approaches the back marker, so that is S. Graham he is approaching there. So the leader and the guy that's leading the wooden spoon competition for last place out on track, last human driver out on track, currently sitting in 12th. But Conti Boy now all over the back of Alan Kay. Alan Kay's last point might go here, but I'm pretty sure Conti Boy has got some penalty. He's going to dive it down the inside into Parabolica. Alan Kay aware of the danger, and that is a nice move by Conti Boy down the inside of Parabolica. Alan Kay will not have the DRS. It's Conti Boy that'll have the DRS running down the straight, so he's just going to pull away now, running down the straight. Alan Kay in the tow though, trying to come back at him. Not going to go for the move. George has left the session, and with 2 laps to go, Jack leads the way, Lyronic second. 9.4 seconds. Gap has completely stabilised out in front. Dill Warren as well, that gap has stabilised. Siege might be beginning to just close in slightly, as Alan Kay will try and look through for a way through on Conti Boy here. And in fact, Conti Boy is through. Yeah, Conti Boy is through, and he's up to P10. So Alan Kay now dropping out of the points. Good time to check the penalties. The first and only check I'll get to do here. Jack has not even picked up a warning. Good stuff from him. Lyronix has picked up 2 warnings. Dill Warren has picked up no penalty, but bear that in mind because he did disconnect from the session. Siege in 4th with no penalties. Bishy definitely looking like driver of the day from 17th up to 5th. No penalties for him. Crazy Legs, no penalties for him. Top 6, no penalties. Uzi ruining it. Penalty in a 5-second time penalty there for him. That's going to be added on. So Mays could get him. No penalties for him, Mays. Liam Hustwick, no penalties. Conti Boy with a penalty. Disgraceful. Keep up the good work, guys. Come on. Alan Kay with a warning. And S. Graham with a warning as well. And Sinclair obviously going round on track. But we are on the final lap. That is Jack coming across the line. So the final lap of the race here in Italy. And what a race it's been. Not really the thriller that we had in Hungary last week. But a dominant drive nonetheless from Jack, and he is really going to stamp his authority now as a possible championship contender into this race. And looking at the battle, he's not even in the race. He's not even in the battle. This is Jack's second race of the season, in fact, and he DNF'd in Baku. Back in Baku, round 2, he DNF'd. But it's looking very good from Jack's point of view, and of course, absolute credit has got to go to him. It's a one-stop strategy, one-stop working to effect. Lyronix as well, after that early bit of contact, he has came up through the field quite stylishly. He's from 8th place on the grid, dropping down into the lower half of the grid early on. He's in 2nd, Dill Warren in 3rd. They're going to end up that way, coming across the line. Jack even puts in a cheeky corner cut to boot there. Getting a little bit of time, that might just be caught up as Conti Boy is through on Liam Hustwick, and that's around the outside of Parabolica. That was just ahead of these guys. So Conti Boy is through and he's up to P9, and with 1 more lap to go, Conti Boy is in a good position to take the 9th place here, as now, coming across the line, Jack takes it here in Italy. Very dominant win from the Brit. The German, the half-home boy, Lyronix, is going to come home in 2nd. Good performance from him, given the circumstances. Being caught up in a little bit of contact early on. Warren across the line in 3rd. That contact being added on at the end. Let this connect, very costly in the end, but gets a podium as a result. Siege in 4th. Bishy is my driver of the day though. A pure workman-like drive from the back, staying out of trouble. He's going to come across the line into 5th place. A very good performance from him. He's my driver of the day for sure. I'm sure he'll get voted driver of the day as well from the guys in the chat. Crazy Legs will come across the line in 6th. Uzi, we're going to wait a long time for the rest to come home, but Uzi is now on the run up towards Parabolica for the final time. And Uzi's going to be coming across the line in 7th. A mere 24 seconds down in the end. But he's got home, and he's going to score some very nice points, Uzi. And that is going to be very key for Toro Rosso moving forward, as Sinclair's obviously not scored anything at all. Uzi comes across the line in 7th. Mays is going to be coming across the line in 8th place in the end. Good drive from him, actually. Very good drive from him. Stamps his authority on that 5th place a little bit now after that result. Conti Boy about to come across the line in 9th. And Liam Hustwick's going to be coming across the line in 10th. Just watch out for the penalties on this one. I think you might just get him. Yeah, Liam Hustwick gets Conti Boy across the line, and that is for 9th place in the end for Liam Hustwick on his debut. So that is it. Race over here in Italy. And it is a very dominant win from Jack, who takes it here in Italy. Celebrations begin here at the Gran Premio d'Italia. Yes, I know I'm not good at my Italian at all. So, yeah. I may as well say arrivederci to you all at the minute. But the podium celebrations on the way. A very dominant win here for Jack. Very good win indeed. And he takes it. And it's his first 25 points of the season. And that immediately knocks him up into the top 10 of the standings, I believe, as well. We'll see the full run down on the grid very, very soon. So it is Jack who takes it here. Pole position, lights to flag victory here for Jack. Very impressive performance from him. 10 seconds clear of Lyronics in the end. Warren in 3rd, that disconnect a little bit costly from him. Finishing in 3rd place. 15 seconds down though, that disconnect. Probably costing him 5 seconds. You never know, that might have ended up very close at the end of the race. Siege in 4th, Bishy in 5th, Crazy Legs in 6th. No penalties from the top 6, which is good to see. Uzi in 7th, Mays in 8th, Hustwick in 9th, Conti Boy in 10th. They came across the line pretty much as they were. Bishy, my driver of the day, in 5th place from 17th on the grid. Very good performance from him. Also notable mention for Alan K&S Graham, who finished the race in 11th and 12th respectively. Sinclair's AI coming across the line in 13th. And the DNFs are as follows: Maximus, Charlie, George, Jeffrey, Kiki, all out the race. So unfortunate for Maximus. Quite a few of them spinning at Ascari. But it is Jack who takes it here in Italy. And that is all we have got time for here tonight in TTFL. I'm sure everyone would agree in the comments section that was a very good race. I try to cover as much as possible within the battling here tonight in TTFL. Of course, replacing Malk as commentator tonight. Hopefully we will see Malk back next week. If not, it'll be me once again tuning, giving you a professional commentary once again for TTFL. And that'll be round 8 in Russia next time out. So be meant to see how we get on from there. We'll just see some reaction in the comments section, see what you guys have been saying for the final time. We'll check the comment section, and this is probably where my disconnect will probably happen now on my thingy. But there we go. Right, let's have a look at the comment section for the final time, and let's see what you guys have been saying. Luke Scott coming in and supporting on Dylan. My internet self-destructed in this race. Yeah, we saw that, Dill. Very bad. Very bad, I've got to be honest. But there you go. Fix your connection and you never know. You might have ended up very close to Lyronics there. Lost about 8 seconds because of my AI. I think I counted it as about anywhere between 5 and 7. So yeah, that'll make sense. That can crisscross across that. I still will be behind you if it was crossplay, says Luke Scott, because I'm really bad. Well, if you think you're really bad, why don't you come and try it out? If you're on a PS4, why don't you come and try it out? Because, honestly, our league here in TTG definitely wants to sign up for, and I've got to be honest, I'm even considering putting in a driver's application next season, and I'm saying that purely because I want to say something over the stream. You can make of that as you will. Can't believe I crashed out on the first lap, says Kiki. Very unfortunate. I think he would have finished in the top 10 in the end if he didn't crash out early on. Ascari claiming the first victim there. which was a shame. And just looking through other comments, Lewis Bish coming in, Bishy of course, saying thank you for voting me driver of the day. You're very welcome. Driver of the day, well deserved, kept out of trouble, and a workmanlike performance coming through the field to finish in 5th in the end. But that is all we have got time for here in TTFL. Join me tomorrow night on this channel for TT Project Cars, something a little bit different. We have refined the race format, and I will tell you about that at the start of tomorrow night's stream. If you also do want to catch me beforehand, however, League of Europe is on, Division 1 commentary, round 5 in Baku. So if you do want to catch that, come and tune in to League of Europe Division 1 at 6:45. I will be live about 5 minutes beforehand, so catch me from around 6:40 for that. And you will be seeing the likes of Harrison David, NSX Montana, and ILRT Rafa doing battle around the streets of Baku tomorrow night in that as well. And of course, we've got Mini League returning next week. Round 2 for Mini League, rounds 3 and 4 respectively in terms of the rest. We are going to be going to the hills of Austria and to Britain as well. So that is going to be very interesting to see. And I do not have a co-commentator at this stage. I'm more than willing to do it by myself, but if anybody does want to join me in the commentary box for Mini League, please send me a message, because I would like to have a co-commentator. I don't want to be feeling lonely in the commentary box like I have been tonight. But yeah, that is Mini League, and of course, normal schedule as resuming next week. TTL F2, again, you'll be seeing me alongside Kieran McGinley for that, and TTL F1, you'll be seeing me alongside Kieran McGinley for that. You can't get away from me on this channel, honestly. You cannot get away from me at all. But a last check of the comment section will round us off here in Italy. It would help if I had my airplane mode off. There we go. Goodness me. I'll do it, but I'm in Spain. I only have Xbox One, but an Australia time trial of 1:22.5. Very good time trial that lap, actually. And you never know, we could expand into different things. I'll have a talk with our boss of TTG and see what he makes of it, and some of the guys behind the scenes. But you never know, we could be open to different ideas going forward, and I think it's certainly that's something we can consider. But in the meantime, you've probably heard enough from me now. Thank you very much for watching here in TTFL, and until tomorrow night for Project Cars on this channel, it's goodbye from me, JamesHead14. Follow me on Twitter, by the way, at B52Head. I am very friendly on there. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.